Hello, welcome to today's video in which we will be looking at OCR A-Level Law. We will be focusing on how to write, structure and improve your answers for question 1, the 8 marker, which will be on all 3 papers. So, OCR recommends you spend 12 minutes on this question. So, OCR advises you spend 12 minutes on the 8 marker. Now that works out to be, if my math is correct, 1.5 minutes per mark. Now I feel you should be able to get the full 8 marks in about 10 minutes. So, question 1 is a describe explain question. For example, describe the stages of the parliamentary lawmaking process. That'd be your standard 8 mark question. So this question requires a demonstration of knowledge and understanding of the lawmaking process. So you should be able to show off your knowledge and understanding of the lawmaking process, and then you should be able to describe the different stages of the process, all the way from your pre-legislative process to royal assent. Now, the focus in this question, your main focus is usually on providing a clear, straightforward and concise description or definition or explanation of the legal concepts, principles or procedures. So in this case, it'd be the procedures. So we want to focus on a straightforward and concise description of the procedures. Now your answer should be as broad and as narrow as the question. For example, you don't want to be focusing in, for example in this question, you don't want to be focusing in on any one stage. So moving on, AO1. Now this requires students to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the English legal system and legal rules and principles. You should be able to recall and explain these legal concepts and principles and apply that knowledge to different situations and scenarios. Now, to achieve a high score in AO1, you need to really demonstrate a deep and detailed understanding of legal concepts and principles. And you should be able to use the legal terminology as well. The structure of your answer should look like this. The overall structure must be logical. So each paragraph should be on a different legislative stage. It's not necessary that each paragraph be on a different legislative stage, but it orders your answer and makes it easier for examiners to go through and mark, and then they'll also be able to put it side by side with the mark scheme and tick off your key points. Your paragraph should include the key legal concepts, principles or procedures, whichever one's required of you. So in this case, that'd be procedures. Appropriate terminology. So using appropriate terminology for the legislative stages. And then using relevant examples to support the argument, obviously where appropriate. So in this one, you wouldn't really use any case examples. Levels. Answers are categorized into 4 levels. Level 2 is worth 3 to 4 marks, and it includes having a basic knowledge and understanding of the English legal system, rules and principles, so a basic AO1. Now your response, aka your answer, may lack detail in places and it'd be partially developed. Your level 3 answer would be a good AO1, so which means good knowledge and understanding. And your answer would be detailed but not fully developed in a couple places. And then a level 4 answer would be your top answer, worth 7 to 8 marks. It'd be an excellent AO1 with full knowledge and understanding, and your response would be accurate. Obviously, it doesn't need to be 100% accurate, and it needs to be fully developed. So whatever you mention would be developed to an appropriate amount, and it should be detailed description, that is. So let's analyze this answer that I got from OCR. So as soon as you go into the exam and you look at the first question, straight away you should highlight whether it wants you to describe or explain. So here you see it says describe, so highlight describe. And then what does it want you to describe? Stages of parliamentary lawmaking process. Underline stages and of the lawmaking process. And then quickly in your head, you should be able to remember what's included in the lawmaking process. You should be able to remember the different stages, starting from the pre-legislative stage, going all the way down to the royal assent. So that is pre-legislative stage, first reading, second reading, the committee stage, report stage, third reading, and then royal assent. And then you should know the stuff about parliamentary ping pong and the House of Commons power to override the House of Lords. Every proposal for a new Act of Parliament must be agreed by the House of Commons, the House of Lords, and the Crown before it becomes an Act of Parliament. Okay, this bit here is not necessary. This is known as the legislative process. I wouldn't really say it's necessary because the whole answer is going to be about the legislative process. It starts with a pre-legislative process where ideas are published as a green paper for consultation before being put forward as a set of firm proposals known as a white paper or bill. You'll get a mark for his knowledge on the pre-legislative process. That's 1 mark. Once approved by Cabinet, a bill can start in either house. You'll get another mark for that. You could have mentioned that finance bills must be started in the House of Commons. The first stage is known as the first reading stage and is mere formality where the bill is introduced. So first reading stage, it's a formality. Yep, got to put another mark for that. Next is the second reading stage where the main debate on the bill takes place, followed by a vote. Very concise, to the point. You'll get another mark for that. That'll make 3 marks. If approved, the bill moves to the committee stage, where a specially selected committee will scrutinise the bill line by line to make sure that it will achieve its aims. So committee stage, where a specially selected committee will scrutinise the bill line by line to make sure that it will achieve its aims. And then the House will vote on the amendments. After this, the bill will move to the final stage in whichever house it commenced in, called the third reading, where the bill has its final vote and its amended form. In its amended form. So, final vote, yes. Okay, so third reading stage, final vote. All of these stages are then repeated in the other house. Okay, a bill can be returned to the original chamber for amendment, and this can lead to a ping pong situation where a bill is being passed back and forth between the two houses. Okay, he gets a mark for all of this. House of Commons can use the Parliaments Act to push a bill through without the approval of the House of Lords. That's showing detailed knowledge. It deserves another mark. Finally, the bill must be approved by the reigning monarch before becoming an act. It's just a formality. This is just a formality nowadays, and no monarch has withheld assent for over 300 years. So let's count up the marks. So that's 1 mark, 2 marks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you can't get 9 marks, but he's definitely got over 8 marks here. And so that's your 8 out of 8 marks. Hence it's a level 4 answer from OCR. Now, it could have been better structured. It was a bit difficult to read because it wasn't structured logically. So if the stages were split apart, it would have been a lot easier to read. They just put in the pre-legislative stages. They mixed that in with the legislative stages. So if they split it apart, there would have been better. That would have made it a bit easier to read. So go ahead, try this question yourself and see how long it takes you to get 8 marks. Use the mark scheme, it should be on the internet, and I will release another video soon in where I answer this question and we'll analyze my answer. If you want to revise or learn a bit more on question 2, then please check out my other video. I've released a video on question 2 similar to this video, in which I break down question 2 and analyze and scrutinize it. So check that video out and I'll see you later. Bye.